what we have is a F-body rear brake caliper flange and for rear brake calipers off the F-body. And as you can see, it's labeled left, and then you have right side. Also, you have the caliper bracket, which adapts to the bracket, to the flange bracket. And what you want to do is, when you adapt to the G-body, you're going to flip-flop sides. So you're going to put the left on the right and the right on the left. As you can see from this picture here, you see a square provision for a flange on the inside. That is what we're going to be adapting to the G-body differential. And you'll see in further clips that the flanges are different. So I'll show you guys how to actually adapt that and everything that you need to do to get that squared away and onto your vehicle. Alright, we also, coming up, make sure that you get, whenever you take them from whatever your donor vehicle is, you take the caliper lines if they're good. You can use the rotors if you want. I bought new rotors, which you're about to see, and buy some new brake pads. Also, if you want to use the e-brakes, you can. The e-brakes run inside of the rotor. It's an inside the rotor style brake shoe. So grab everything that you want to use. You want to grab it then. These are the rotors that I went with. They're Detroit axle drilled and slotted because I already have drilled and slotted Detroit axles on the front. And I love them. They work pretty good with ceramic brake pads. I'm also running the same thing on the back. Now, it does look like my rear brake rotors are going to be bigger than my fronts, but oh well. We'll have four-wheel disc brakes. You want to make sure you change the proportioning valve up front also to a disc-to-disc proportioning valve. That is a key to make these work correctly. So that's one part that I did not show in the video that you will need. You can buy one for 30 to 40 bucks off eBay, but you want disc to disc because what's on your vehicle now is disc to drum. This is a picture of one side, driver's side, that I've already completed, and it looks great. I've got the calipers painted, brackets, rotor, and everything up there. So the only thing I have left to do right here is tighten up my brake line, put a set of brake pads in it, which I'm waiting, they're on order, and bleed them out, and we'll be good to go. So it looks pretty good. I like the look, and we're gonna get this show on the road. Okay, so in this clip here, I'm going to tell you the things that you need to do to remove this drum brake assembly. So if you look at the bottom right below the axle, there's two 10mm bolts. You need to remove those. Once you get those out, you're going to go to the back side, and if you see in the center very top, there's a pin looking object. It's going to have a 7/8 bolt on the back of it, or nut on the back of it. You want to take that off, and in this clip here I'm about to show you guys where that's actually located. As you can see, I've already got a ratchet on it, a 1/2-inch ratchet. A 3/8 is not going to break this loose, guys, I can promise you that. I actually ended up having to cut this off of mine, but with that being said, once you get a 7/8 socket on it, you can ratchet that thing off. If you can't, you're going to have to cut it off. Okay, so in this clip here, we're getting ready to prep the flange to put your backing plates. Now, you want to put the driver's side on the passenger side and the passenger side on the driver's side. So flip-flop your brackets. That way it positions the caliper on the rear, and then your emergency brake cable will adapt right back to it if you want to run the emergency brake cable. I personally am not going to. I don't ever use it anyway. So you want to line it up. And the two 10mm bolts that you took out, as you can see right here, it looks like they line up. They line up perfectly with the holes on what you already have. So what you want to do is drill those out to 3/8. So you can get your 3/8 drill bit, and you want to drill those out. So the next step is going to be you're going to have to cut the top of the flange off, completely off. And as you see, I just pointed to the two circular shaped raised edges. You want to cut those exactly on the raised edge line, which I'm pointing at some point here with the pry bar. That will allow the bracket to sit, or the flange to sit inside of the bracket, and then it will be flush against the flange. What you're going to want to do then after that, after you get to cutting those, in which you'll see a video of me cutting these right after this clip. But you have to prep the flange before you actually get to the part of mounting the flange. So you have to cut the flange right on those areas that you just I'm showing, right on the raised round circular edges, and you want to drill the bottom to 3/8, bolt your flange to the flange on the differential, and then drill the top two bolts to 3/8. Use a pilot bit first, maybe a 1/4 inch drill to center, and then come back with a 3/8 so you'll be able all Well, there you have it, guys. F body bracket on G body ends on a G body rear end. It's not hard. Like I said, drill these two holes out to 3/8 first. Put your bolts in, then drill these, and then you'll be centered.